60 Cycle Hum features a mix of products that were purchased or provided and content that is a mix of sponsored, paid, unpaid, and Patreon funded. Use your eyes, ears, and common sense to come to your own conclusions.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. You're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and I've got a small pile of stuff here that FLAMMA, is that how you pronounce it? FLAMMA? FLAMMA? Something like that. Well, anyways, they contacted me and they sent me a bunch of stuff. Their reverb pedal, their delay pedal, their preamp pedal, some buttons that you put on the foot switches, and a couple headstock tuners. I'll put the buttons and the headstock tuners aside. I'll share those with Steve. But let's get into these pedals. Preamp. That's interesting. I've been curious about the reverb and delay for sure, and they have a few other pedals that keep getting advertised to me via Amazon and social media and whatnot. So I'm interested to check these out. The preamp, I don't know anything about that. Is it a preamp like a boost pedal, or is it a preamp like an amp and cab simulator? We're gonna have to find out, right? If I remember right, these are kind of in like the $69, $65 range. It's interesting to see a brand making pedals on the affordable side of things. I don't know if I would qualify these as Affordaboard pedals because they are in that close to $70 range, but they're making pedals with a unique case design, a unique aesthetic, unique knobs. That's interesting. Will it be unique algorithms and settings in them though? That's always the question with these more affordable like import brands. Like, is it just a unique case design and they're, just reusing the algorithms and programming and circuits from pre-existing pedals, or are these completely new concepts? Maybe I'll be able to tell, maybe I won't. I think it more just matters, do they sound good? Are they good value? All right, so preamp. This is a cab and amp sim. Deluxe Blue AC31 Coral Reef Plex 50 Blue I100 MB 5th generation 7 HVE 5151. There's some hints there, so I'm assuming that'll go at the end. But these are stereo. It's a little bit bummer going straight from stereo pedals into a mono preamp. I think I want to test these stereo pedals first, and then we'll do the preamp afterwards. Because I want to see if there are stereo things going on inside of these two pedals. 300 milliamps. Even though I'm not totally sure this qualifies as an Affordaboard video, I'm gonna use an affordable guitar in Affordaboard tradition. I've grabbed the Squier Cyclone. I'm a big fan of this guitar. I'm sure it needs to be tuned. I'll probably grab something with humbuckers when I start hitting that preamp pedal. All right, we'll start out with the reverb here. Does the manual say what each mode will be? I didn't get a manual for the reverb, but it, from the looks of the manuals for the other two, there's really not any information there. All right, let's just dive into it then, see what happens. Plenty of knobs there for a $70 pedal. Sounds really high fidelity too. Let's go to the first setting. Guys, that sounds good. I wonder if that's trying to be a plate. It sounds platey. I'm not sure these are different. That is different. The last one is different. Is there a manual online? That's what I want to know. Here we go. First is room, then there's hall, church, cave, plate, spring, and mod. All right, let's go through them really quick and then we'll mess with some settings. So room, hall, church, nice and cavernous there. Number 4 is cave. I'm honestly really impressed with how smooth and, like I said earlier, high fidelity that reverb trail sounds. 5 is the plate. 6 is the spring. We'll see. Oh, yeah. There's actually a little bit of a springy drip there. And now it sounds kind of digital with the low cut all the way up. Yeah, that falls apart a little bit. That trail has this like granular static thing going on. But it's flirting with a little bit of a drip sound. There it is, I've isolated it. It's like this meldrum clanky, pre-delayed sort of version of a drip. Gotta have the pre-delay up a little bit to catch it, otherwise it just turns into a really fast delay. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this as a surf machine. All right, here's the modulated reverb sound. I'm gonna try the neck pickup. honestly, they should have skipped the spring reverb setting and gone for a shimmer reverb to really round this out. Because the rest is doing a decent job of dialing in more like ambient studio style reverb. Now that room ain't bad. And you get 2 band EQ on it. High or low cut. I can't tell if there's anything going on stereo-wise. It might just be stereo through, which is still, you know, plenty fine for most people out there. Maybe we'll find some stereo in the delay. Let me pull up the manual for that. All right, the names of the different delays on here make some big promises. We've got tape as the first, liquid as the second, rainbow as the third, galaxy, modverse, low bit, and a built-in looper, because of course, there's a mix, a time, feedback, tweak 1 and tweak 2 controls. It does like the digital chop up thing. There's going to be no spaceship noises from this setting. So tweak 1 is a filter. This tap tempo. There we go. Oh wow, that filter goes over the dry signal too. Interesting sweep on it. It starts out normal all the way off and then goes to like a bright filter. And then to a dark filter. Tweak 2 is the vibrato mix. the reverb, I'm impressed right off the bat with the fidelity of it. A lot of times, you know, the multi-delays and reverbs that I've experienced kind of near this price point have really suffered in that department. Let's try, what is it called? The liquid setting. A step phaser rate on the tweak, step phaser mix on the tweak too. There we go. There's some weird stuff on here. I don't know why they didn't go for like a weird shim verb on the reverb versus that spring. All right, on to Rainbow. This is a unique delay with pitch shifter and stutter effect. Stutter is the first tweak, pitch degree is the second tweak. Clearly trying to do the Earthquaker Devices Rainbow Machine sort of aesthetic here. Oh, wow. You turn the feedback all the way up and it turns into some crazy noises. On to number 4, Galaxy. This has a slow gear and a chorus. Delay with post slow gear to slow down the tone attack. Ambient tone is what the manual says. The way it bleeds in or blends in makes me feel a little like seasick for some reason. A little bit disorienting. But it's giving you something really fun and ambient to work with there, that's for sure. Next up is the mod verse. This looks like it has a flanger, a flanger involved. This delay effect will play back tone in an inverted order? So it's a reverse delay with a flanger on it. It's fun. It's interesting. On to number 6, low bit. I've heard this sort of thing from various other multi-delays and reverbs across the Affordaboard, the very bit crushed sort of thing. Let's see if we can do something different. It has a slow gear, and the low bit effect is the tweak too. I personally don't have a use for that sort of sound. Do you? Do you use a low bit, like crushed sort of sound? The last one is the looper. I'm assuming this just operates as a single button looper. So it's a looper with a built-in delay effect over it. It sounds quirky. So it's like a digital delay that has a loop feature available to you if you want to use it. I feel like I'd forget what that setting does and it would get me in trouble in the middle of a set. All right, I'm gonna try using the preamp before these two. And then I'm gonna try running it direct into my recorder. Does this take 300 milliamps too? It does. I don't think I heard anything stereo going on with that delay. I think it's just stereo through. I didn't hear any ping-ponging or anything like that. Maybe it would take a deeper dive into the manual to discover those settings. I don't see anything mentioned about stereo effects. Let's see what this is like before these. I'm certain there's some sort of cab sim going on with this. Should pull up the manual for it. Well, this is a little bit embarrassing, but this is an updated version of this video. I published the first version earlier, and I was just having some major issues with this preamp pedal, and I completely missed something important. Thankfully, a few people in the comments section filled me in and gave me a hint to let me know what was going on. I was able to dive back into the manual and address the issue. So now I can come back and actually show off what this pedal's supposed to sound like. The main issue here, the biggest issue, is that it defaults into a setting where the cab simulator is not on. And I was confused because I thought it was on, because it said if a light is flashing, then the cab simulator is on. I was looking at this light. When you change the preset, it starts to flash. So that's what that means. It meant this light. Let me show you really quick what I was dealing with in case you get one of these. You plug it in and you're like, wow, what is this sound? It doesn't sound anything like the demos that I watched. Here it is with the cab simulator off. That's what I was experiencing in the previous version of this video. That's not normally a desirable sound. If you're going for like a torn speaker, Kinks, Link Ray sort of thing, it might be the exact sound you want. But I don't think most people want that out of this pedal. So to turn the cab sim on, you press the foot switch and that save button at the same time. Now that's flashing. Now the cab sim is on. That's a lot more normal. And now I can redo this part, show off this pedal the way it's supposed to sound, and issue my formal apology to FLAMMA and the viewers out there. This guitar feels a little bit out of tune. All right, all ready to go. An important setting on here that people cued me into in the comment section, thank you guys, is that normally the foot switch is on and off. But if you hold it down, it flashes and it goes into a low gain, light gain setting. I'm sure I would have discovered this when I filmed it earlier if I wasn't so flabbergasted by that clipping issue. But that's pretty important. Oh, funky little sound there at the end of the delay caught. So let's go through all of the preset settings, all the different amp models, and I'll switch back and forth between the low gain and high gain sounds. So the first setting is, I'll reference the manual here, the Deluxe Blue, which is based on a Fender Blues Deluxe. With the gain all the way up like that, I'm still catching a little bit of crispiness that doesn't hit my ear just right. But it's way better than when that cab sim was off, right guys? You hear that? But you turn down the gain and it becomes less of an issue. Let's see how it sounds on the single coil setting on this guitar. It's pretty twangy and nice. Back to humbucker. All right, now let's go on to that high gain sound. Check out the range of the distortion across the gain control. It sounds like it picks up where it left off on the high end of the clean sound. All right, now on to the next setting, the number 2, which is the AC31. Clearly, it's going to try to be a Vox sound. There we go. It didn't sound very Voxy to me with the gain low. Maybe it needs more highs. It sounds a little bit flat to me. Voxes are known for sounding pretty bright and sparkly. So that's a little bit odd to me. The gain's got to be up for it to start hitting that Vox sound that I know anyways. Let's try it on the high gain setting. That's more like it. Let's try it on single coil. Now that's more what I expect out of a Vox sound. I ran out of riff. On to the Coral Reef, which is based on a 2-rock coral, an amp that I've certainly never tried before. getting that bad crispy again on the clean channel with the gain all the way up. Still, worlds better than... But you can hear that little snap, crackle, and pop sneak through with the gain all the way up. Not an issue there with the gain down. Plenty of low end with the bass all the way up. Let's try the high gain setting. What was that all about? I like it. I like that little riff. Typically when I use, an amp and cab simulator box, I'm running it on a clean channel at the end of my chain with, drive pedals before it. I'm probably not going to use this with those gain sounds. But it's nice to know that they're there, and I think they actually sound really decent. That crisp is still in there. Hopefully it's not just a headphone issue. Hopefully you guys are hearing that too. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like I'm crazy. Do you hear that? All right, on to the next patch. The Plexi 50, based on a Marshall Plexi 50. A decent amount of gain on the clean channel, which means the hot channel is going to be really hot. Wow, the EQ really affects this one. I'm not getting those crispies on this channel. I've been planning a big like amp and cab simulator shootout for a long time. I'm really interested to hear how this compares to some of the other pedals that I have around here. Next up is the Blue Eye 100 based on a Friedman BE 100. Friedmans are a popular choice for big amp stacks these days. Typically Marshall style amps, if I'm correct. Which means they have a couple Marshall style amps in this, the Plexi 50, and they've got the HVE 5150 coming up. That's crispy, but it's not that bad clipping that I'm catching little hints of every now and then sneaking in through the cab sim. Ooh, that EQ tweak helped it a lot. Good thing there's presets. If you had to dial in each amp every single time to find your right sound, that would be annoying with this. But you hold down the preset button to save. There, I've saved it. Not my kind of sound, but I get it, I guess. Here's the high gain sound. Fun. All right, on to number 6, which is an MB 5th Gen based on a Mesa Boogie Mark V. And that sounds punchy. It's crunchy, but not that bad clipping I've been complaining about. Maybe there's a little bit in there. But it fits with the sound of what's happening right now. High gain sound. I mean, that's the hot amp sound of the 90s right there. Your Mesa Boogies and whatnot. On to the last one, the HVE 5150. Obviously, with a name like 5150, it's going to try to be an EVH 5150. Like I said, lots of Marshall-y sounds in this pedal. One Fender and one Vox. I would have appreciated, you know, a couple other Fender sounds for my own personal tastes. And there's no, you know, like USB or anything on this to do any of your own cab and amp uploading. You get what comes with it. All right, high gain setting now. There we go. It does the thing. What are they, saving the best for last? That was actually pretty dang fun. Pretty fun. There's a couple really fun sounds in there. I could certainly use this very easily as a clean, pedal platform running to front of house sort of situation at church, which makes this the first amp cab simulator in the Affordaboard videos that I've covered so far. I mean, it's like $70. So that's like kind of past the edge where I'd like Affordaboard to be. But I mean, I think that's still affordable. $70 for each one of these. Get an amp and cab simulator for $70. I think there's something to that. I'm bummed that I missed such an obvious thing on my first version of this video. Missed the cab simulator. It's nice to know that it's there. So if you're running into an amplifier, you want to take that cab sim off and just treat this like an amp in a box sort of thing that you run into another amp to get your drive sounds. But I still think it should default to having that cab simulator on because it was just so confusing. Turning it on for the first time. I spent a good amount of time on it. You watch the videos and you think you're watching them in real time. There's a lot of editing going on. I usually spend more than an hour and a half recording each video to make, like a 40-minute video. That's still twice the time. And I missed it, even reading the manual. So I'm glad that you guys helped me out, gave me the comments to let me know what I missed. I always appreciate help. I always appreciate comments that are helpful and point out things that I might have missed. When there's something really good and I don't feel like reshooting something, I'll pin it to the top. But once again, big thanks to FLAMMA for sending these out to me. I think there's merit here. I think these two have a lot of good stuff going on. Here, we'll go back to the Fender sound on single coil. That drip is still kind of interesting to me. It feels a little bit funny, but I'm glad it's there. I think the modulated reverbs and the longer like plate style reverbs and stuff are the reason to get this pedal. The delay has plenty to offer. That looper at the end is quirky. You can turn the delay off on it, but it's quirky to have a looper that has a delay on top of the loop. Those quirky sounds are fun. What do you guys think? Are any of these on your radar now? Did you hear things you did and didn't like? I want to read the comments. I want to see what you guys have to say about these. I'm only the one messing around with them, playing them, coaxing the sounds out of them. You're the one making the buying decision if you're shopping or not. So I want to know what you think in the comments section. I'm really looking forward to doing that amp and cab simulator shootout that I was talking about. I have a bunch of stuff around now, so much stuff. It's going to be a big video. It's going to be like my Reverb shootout videos where there's just so many things to go through. So keep an eye out for that in the distant future. And other than that, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked, and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.